So a lot of people express an interest. Many nibble, but few bite. So we looked at this and we did a lot of approaching of people. They were all saying, no, we think Joburg must be fixed, but for this and this reason, we can't do this. I've got children at school. My wife doesn't see a possibility for this. My husband doesn't see the possibility for this. And in the end, I said to myself, look, why don't I put my hand up? And I went to talk to my husband, and he just shakes his head. And he says, Helen, this is your midlife crisis for sure. You know, why do you want to do this? And I said, because I was born in Johannesburg. Everything that I learned first to do, I learned in Johannesburg. I have hired my first flat in Johannesburg, schooled in Johannesburg, studied university in Johannesburg. I was born in 69 Estlin Street in Hillbrow. I've lived in Berea. I've lived in Orange Grove. I love the place. And most of all, I know that South Africa can't work unless Joburg works. And we're battling to find somebody who can take on this incredibly difficult task and see it through. So I'm going to put my hand up. And then I did. And then, of course, I had to compete with everybody else who'd put their hands up. Because in the DA, we don't have a deployment committee. And the leader, John Steenhuisen, doesn't sit with a few of his confidants and decide who's going to be the mayoral candidate of Joburg. You put your hand up, then you have to do a lot of homework. And I worked harder for this interview than I've ever worked before for an interview. I had to write a very major submission on a topic around how to fix Joburg. I had to be marked on that, grilled on that, present a plan, be interviewed on a whole range of other attributes, and then the points were scored. And then, as I understand it, I was the top scoring candidate, and then it had to go to the federal executive, who had to take the final decision. I had some tough competition, which is what we like in the DA. We don't want coronations, we want contestations. And the tougher the competition, the better, because it brings out the best in people. So that's exactly what we had. I was very honored and touched to be the candidate that got the nod. Obviously, a lot of people are going to say, well, you haven't been in Joburg for a while. Of course, I've still got family here. And I have been in Johannesburg regularly. I love the place. I've got a lot of listening and learning to do, absolutely. But it's something that I can easily do within the year that I've got. And I'm going to be listening very closely to all the organizations that are on the ground. The greatest thing about Joburg is its social capital.